Welcome, everyone, to Bound by Books, Love Stories Beyond the Pages, the podcast where the stories don't stop at the final chapter.
Where we take you beyond the pages into the emotion, the tension, and the spice that keeps you coming back for more.
And where nothing is off limits. If it made you feel something, question something, or unlock something, we're talking about it.
I'm DeeJay.
I'm Sydney.
And I'm Nadine.
From first reads to guilty pleasures.
From slow burns to full-on chaos.
And everything in between.
It's definitely time to go beyond the pages. Welcome back, everyone, to Bound by Books, Love Stories Beyond the Pages. It's been a while since we've done this, almost a month, I think it is, but we got some good stuff that we're going to do tonight. Before we get into everything, let's catch up on what everybody's been up to. I'll go first. So I went back home on vacation. I got to see Sydney, realized Sydney's part Ninja Turtle.
Michelangelo.
It's a Ninja Turtle. She
Yeah.
went axe throwing, and we decided to throw some ninja stars and realized that Sydney is a badass with some ninja stars. Don't be on the other end of a ninja star from Sydney because she's going to fuck you up.
Honestly, can we expect anything less from Sydney at this point?
When I tell you she's good with ninja stars, like I'm sitting there throwing axes and she goes, DeeJay. I said, what? She goes, look, I look over and she's got these damn ninja stars lined up diagonally. They're all going the same way, everything across the board, right? And I'm like, damn. And then I go back to throwing again and she goes, DeeJay. I look over and she now has them lined up going straight on the board. I'm like, what the?
I love that so much.
And then, oh no, it gets better. How many was it you had in the bullseye? 2, 3?
2 right next to each other.
Like, I mean, you could maybe, if you tried, fit another one in between them is how close together they were.
It's actually insane. That's so cool.
I was like, damn, I did not know my girl could throw ninja stars like that.
Really decent at axe throwing too, but I try to focus on one thing whenever. So I didn't do axes that often. You saw me throw. I was pretty shitty because I hadn't done those in a while.
Yeah. I got my sea legs back underneath me, as I say. I was doing pretty good. I was
You were doing really good with the knives.
And once I figured it out, that one knife, though, I was so ready to freaking just throw that thing across the room. So the guy gives us, I think it was 4 or 5 different styles of knives. And there was a couple, like 3 or 4 out of the 5 that I could hit all day long. Boom, 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 boom. There was one that it took me all of 30 minutes to actually get it to stick in the board.
Dang.
Yeah.
So,
watching him struggle with that one was kind of funny. He did try to teach me, and I went for it twice, and I said, nope, not doing this.
yeah, it was definitely a experience with the knives and everything. Then we went to dinner, and that was an interesting dinner in itself.
Squires is so good.
God, it was so good.
Mhm.
I ate, girl. I come back home. I jumped on the scale. I gained at least 5 pounds from all the food I ate down there. Between the seafood, the barbecue, I was like, oh my gosh, I don't want to see any food for a hot minute.
And then you took the weather with you.
Yeah, no shit. God, come back up, and of course it's 4th of July, and we, of course, working in the Capitol, they were doing a big event for 4th of July, and man, it was hot as hell. And they're like, we want everybody outside of the cars being highly visible. We're like, you're going to put us into heat strokes.
That's
And then, well, 4th of July was fun. I had a lot of fun with that. We, ended up sending us down to the National Mall because they had to evacuate the National Mall because of a thunderstorm coming in. And so we're getting everybody out, and I have a big crowd standing at a gate, and I'm just having fun at this point, talking with them, having a good time. They'd come up to me, they're like, where are they going to open up the gates at? I said, yes. And they kind of looked at me. I was like, look, if I knew, I would tell you. I said, they aren't telling me anything, but as soon as I know, I'll let you know.
You're in
And
such
I'm like, okay.
world for how personable you are. You're just a genuinely friendly person.
Well, it gets better. So I had some lady, she's like, can I hang out here with you until you figure that out? I said, sure, I don't care. And then this drunk lady comes strolling out of the state fair. I don't know where she come from, honestly, but she's trying to get on an e-bike, and she's like, Marco! Polo! Before I even know what I did, I was like, Polo!
That's so great.
He does it again. The entire crowd starts playing Marco Polo with this chick. All because I started
I mean,
that shit. Like, it was like we went on playing Marco Polo with her for 3-4 minutes before we finally got her out of the middle of the road and into the crowd. And then she starts walking down the sidewalk. And as you can hear it like a wave as she's walking down the sidewalk of people yelling Polo at her.
Honestly, what a wholesome moment. Just
Oh,
of
it was. I
people
had
getting together.
those people. Like I told my sergeant, I was like, hey Sarge, next year I'm getting a beach ball. And she goes, what? That I'm getting a beach ball. She goes, no, you're not. I was like, why? She goes, it's unprofessional. I'm like, we would be having a blast out here if we had a beach ball.
honestly, are you not an adult if you don't yell Marco or Polo back when somebody else starts it?
No, I don't think anybody heard her because the way the crowd was set up, like it was in like a little like street corner area. I probably had 150, 200 people standing right there. People walking, people hollering. We had protesters, counter protesters, all kinds of crap going on right there at that corner. So unless they were really paying attention, you weren't going to hear her because she said it before and I didn't hear her. My partner standing beside me heard her and he kind of said it under his breath. And then when he said, I was like, what? And about that time she said it again. I was like, okay. So just to get the crowd involved, I had a lot of fun. There was a lot of people who were, of course, dealing with people and stuff like that, and they just weren't down for it. I told my sergeant, they kept trying to make me go sit in the van. I'm like, y'all leave me alone. I'm hanging out with my new friends out here.
They tried to time out you?
Yes, they did. They tried to time out me. I was like, I'm fine.
You're such a good career choice, though, for, like, how personable you are.
It's funny though, when I first started this job, I wasn't. I had, of course, my very first FTO, Green. I frustrated him so bad because I would get on a scene and I'd just freeze up. I couldn't talk to nobody.
I used to bully the Franks into bullying their FTOs. McMullen, I used to call him McNugget all the time.
Oh God.
That was my nickname for him. And his Frank called in one time, and I was like, hey, I need you to tell McNugget something. And he goes, who? And I was like, your FTO. And he was like, I'm not calling him that. I was like, come on, I'm sure he'll love it. And all you hear is McMullen in the background go, I swear to God, if you keep trying to tell these kids to call me McNugget.
So what about you, Sid?
The last time we spoke, I had my birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah, didn't do much on that day, but I didn't really done anything. Bought some books. I took another trip to Texas, did a little bit of apartment hunting, and that was about it. I just got back yesterday, actually. It was a short trip this time.
Nikki.
I have,
She's
from the
trying to
last time we talked, I've had a roller coaster. There was very high highs and very low lows. I took a 2-week vacation. I didn't go anywhere. It was actually the vacation from hell.
It
So
was
it was
a vacation that didn't turn out the way she wanted it to.
Yeah. The only good thing is we cleaned out the shop, which was a disaster. We have a big barn shop thing. So we cleaned that all out, got all the toys cleaned up, got all the side-by-sides, four-wheelers and stuff moved around. We had a big-ass dumpster. We had this guy drop off a dumpster, filled the thing completely. And then when he left, we still had shit.
Hey,
I saw her Snapchat stories.
It was so much.
There's a Snapchat story that had the duck dancing in the rain.
Oh my gosh, my ducks.
Oh, damn it.
Anyway,
I want to add that video if you're okay with it. I want to add that video to our TikTok so everybody can see it because the duck dancing and the music you put to it was perfect.
That was Winston and Camel Crush. I was just going to say, I don't think I've explained on here that
you haven't.
Are your ducks named after cigarettes?
Yes. All my ducks are named after cigarettes.
Epic.
R.I.P. Marble. She passed away.
I loved her.
Reds are short.
She was Marlboro Reds. We have Lucky Strike, which is our Drake, which is a male. And then we have Winston and we have Camel Crush.
I think you need to get another one.
I know. I want to get a couple different breeds.
I know somebody up in Pensacola that breeds some.
Ooh, what do they breed?
And if you make a trip, you can tattoo me.
Ooh, I'm liking this. I'm liking this plan. This is sounding good.
Whatever you want.
No, I really want a cayuga. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right at all. They're basically like a fully black duck, but they're so dark green that they're black. So in some light, when the light hits them, you can see like all these iridescent green colors.
Those are really pretty. And I know which ones you're talking about. I never knew what the name of them were.
Yeah, it's like Kaigua or something like that.
But what would you
And what's
Yeah.
creepy though is that they can lay black eggs and even the yolk will come out like a greenish color.
So
Pretty
wait,
too.
if you get geese,
Mhm.
are you gonna stick with the cigarette company? Or are they gonna be like cigars? Like are these gonna be your cigarellos?
Gavin said one of the next ducks has to be black and mild. So
I feel like you should hold off and use that for the geese.
yeah.
Or was it
'Cause I'm-
champagne flavored?
Yeah, right. Get a grape Swisher sweet.
Sweet.
No, you'd have to name one Swisher and one sweet.
Yeah.
One
Get
black and one
like a
mild.
bonded pair.
Yeah.
Oh, that's perfect. No, I want to stick with the cigarettes. We have to now. The Coops literally has a cigarette painted on the side of it.
That's great.
I'll send all of this so you can post it.
Yeah, we'll have to do that, like make a video out of it or something.
Yeah. We had a guy come drywall because we're renovating one of the rooms in the main house. And he meets the dogs and it's like, you meet our two dogs and it's Edward and Oliver, which are very human names. And then you have Klein, which is Gavin's brother's dog that also lives in the main house.
Is there a Calvin?
And he's named after Klein Tools because they're all electricians.
Okay.
And then you have the ducks, which are cigarettes. No. And then we have our cat, Pocket. Her name's I'm not kidding. Her
Pocket pussy.
Listen, that's not how this started. Her name's Pocket. On her, when her vets look her up to book her an appointment, it says Pocket 454 big block.
Oh my God.
Kevin's like, you could put Pocket on there, but I want it to say 454 big block. And I said, all right.
Oh my
See,
God.
I can't say nothing though because Miranda wanted to name one of the dogs Vanellope.
Mm.
I said, that's fine. I'm down with it. But when she goes to the vet, her whole entire vet records will read Vanellope von Schweetz.
Oh, see, I love fun names. I love like
Most of mine, like you got Waffles.
Mm.
One of the cats' name is Waffles. R.I.P. We had Pancake, and then we've got Dumbledore and Dobby. We've got Sam from Supernatural,
I was just gonna say.
and then you've got Opie from Sons of Anarchy, Skade from I think it was the Last Kingdom. Yeah, the Last Kingdom, and then Damon from Game of Thrones, and then the most recent one, Pippin from Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, mine aren't at all clever. I have Little Bit, which is short for Little Bitch because she was a bitch when she was a kitten, and I have Lucky.
Was he lucky?
My ex named her Lucky because we found her at 2 days old, behind a fence. I had to climb a fence to get her.
You find a fence?
Yeah, I had to climb a fence to get her. And the one request that I had was him to put her in his hoodie pocket so I could get over the fence and then get her, and he dropped her on cement. So I had
Oh
to
my
do cat
gosh.
CPR on.
My goodness. She
So-
is lucky. Oh my gosh.
She's a cat dog, basically. She fetches her toys.
Here comes the special kitty.
She is very special.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Little Bit's my only clever name, and that's because she was a bitch when she was a kitten. She's a Maine Coon mix, though, so she's fucking hyperactive as a kitten.
Pocket's a freaking calico and she's just a bitch.
Is she a tortoise calico?
What
A
is
torch-
that?
I like the speckled.
Yes. Partially, one of her legs is like fully orange. Part of her, I'll have to send you a picture. Part of her nose, like part of her face is fully orange.
I think that's considered a tortie.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy about torties is they can only be females.
Yeah, I was leaving the vet and some guy, creepy as hell, he's like standing over me. He's like, is that a male or a female? And I was like, excuse me? He's like, well, if it's a male, you can make a lot of money. And I was like, sir, please leave me alone.
They're
Sure,
male
either way.
torties, if you have one, are very, very rare.
Yeah, that's probably that's what he got at. But I was like, sir, can you please back up?
Lucky, the only distinguishing features, though, Bit is a Maine Coon mix, so she looks like a good Maine Coon.
Love, I want one so bad.
Lucky is a short-haired tabby, basically, but she has socks. So, like, her two front paws are white, and then her back legs, like Paul's legs, are white. So she has Socks.
Oh, I love that. My neighbor had a dog that they just put down, and his name was Socksy because every paw had like a white little sock.
I love that.
Pocket kind of has a sock on.
Just one.
Just one.
What's up, DJ?
Nah.
We're not talking about a flea.
No, but listen, our next dog we've already decided is going to be Concrete. I don't even know how to spell concrete.
CONCRETE.
I feel like I always mess it up.
Good job. No, I want to name my dog. I want to either name it Grandpa or Grandma.
Like, Grandma!
No. Hear me out. All right, we got to go home. We got to go let Grandpa out the kennel. Damn it, Grandpa, shit on the floor again. We got to go take Grandpa for his walk so he don't pee on the floor.
That's awesome. That's kind of like what Gavin was trying to do with the cigarettes. It's like, go get the cigarettes. Go let the cigarettes out.
I need you to go to like antique shops and find like antique cigarette shit now.
I know.
If you find anything that are antique, just get it for Nikki.
I am.
Just for her ducks.
My whole house is just thrifted stuff. It's a miracle I'm not haunted here.
You probably are.
Haunted or hoarded?
Both. It's a miracle for both.
If you do come to Pensacola, there is a haunted museum that has a whole bunch of dolls in it.
Where?
Love it.
I took her off in Navy. So there's like a whole wall of like thousands of dolls that have either been donated or the museum that's in Kentucky. Or not Kentucky. Kansas?
Me and Miranda want to
I
go to
don't know.
Vegas.
Zach Bagans Museum.
Yes. Me and her both go so bad.
See Annabelle? Or wait, she's not there anymore, is she?
She's not there anymore. I think he gave her back to the house that the exorcism thing was.
During
The Conjuring. Yeah, thank you.
Matt Rice now owns or some shit like that.
Yeah.
So random. No, we had growing up, I would always tell my mom, we moved into the house up in Central Florida when I was like 6. And I would always tell my mom when I was little, and I remember feeling something there, but I don't remember telling her about it, that there was a little boy in the house. And then the neighbors actually told us that the people that owned it before us, their son died at the end of the road in a go-kart. And his name was Steven. And that's what I always called the ghost.
So you were friends with a ghost kid named Steven?
Yeah.
Was nice.
He was nice. And then, so I've always told my mom, like, there was something in the computer room growing up. Like, you can feel, like, a heaviness in there. And my manager at Hand and Stone actually needed somewhere to stay. So we let her stay in that room. And she was like, have you guys ever felt anything in that room? She's like, it's very heavy. Like, because her parents were, like, mediums or something along those lines. They did a lot of tarot card readings and stuff. So she grew up with her grandma and stuff. But she was basically like, you can feel someone in the corner of that room just watching you at night.
That's great. No, I'm good.
And I was like, see, Bob, look, I knew something was in there.
And just to think that I lived on a 4x6 island that was completely haunted.
Yeah.
I did those ghost tours so many times. At one point, I had a Robert the doll that I purchased, and I carried around on these ghost tours. And I'm 17 doing this. I was a creepy girl in Key.
Oh my God.
Key West is, you know what my favorite in Key West is the cemetery that has like all the mirrors on the wall.
Yeah,
right outside of it that's pointing outwards. It's so creepy.
That's creepy.
It's so pretty at the same time.
It really is. We veered off a little bit.
Yeah, we went down the ghost story.
I love ghost story.
Oh my gosh. And what's crazy is it's the houses you don't expect, because my friends and I, when we were younger, went to the Bradenton like family murder house, and you don't feel anything in those type of places. It's always the random houses.
I know the oldest cemetery up here is St. Michael's, I think, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, DJ.
Same. Is that the one that's right there next to the Bay Center?
Yeah.
Yes, you're absolutely correct.
So that's our oldest cemetery, and it's beautiful to go to. Like, the cemetery is freaking gorgeous. But the last time I went with my mom, and we were looking at old headstones, because what they did in this cemetery is we have a lot of people who, like, quote unquote, helped found Pensacola, like prominent people were buried there. And every single time we were walking over something, I literally, my mom just laughed at me because I was apologizing to every single grave. I'm like, I'm sorry, I have to step over this way and you're not finely marked.
No, and it's like you feel compelled to say sorry because like, I'm stepping all over you.
Yeah. The people
Didn't we just have this conversation? When did we Did we have that conversation at dinner when we were down there?
For what?
About you telling your mom and you were apologizing to all the people in the cemetery.
Probably.
I
I did.
think it was.
I apologize every single time I'm in a cemetery if I step, like, incorrectly because, like, St. Michael's, if you're there, the graves they're really old graves. Like, they're from, like, the 1800s, if not late 1700s. So they're, like, old graves, but they're not finely marked anymore like how they used to be.
Yeah.
So, like, you could literally just be walking over somebody's grave, and I'm
Well,
just like, "I'm so sorry."
that's also probably one of the most vandalized
God, I know.
cemeteries in Pensacola as well,
I
next to Coon Hill, but that's out in
I know.
It's so upsetting. It's like, how disrespectful.
It's a lot of people that just want the jewelry that was buried on people.
Are you serious? It's like that kind of vandalized?
Yeah, it's
My gosh.
legit people trying to grave rob for years in this area for it.
Oh, that's like
because
that.
there's a lot of people from big history in Pensacola that's buried there, and there's yeah.
That's crazy. That's so upsetting.
What are they? The crypts? The crypts at St. Michael's are freaking phenomenal.
Yeah.
I'll send you a picture of one, Nikki. I got the last time I was there.
Please
So-
do. I love that.
Let's get back on track. So current events we have for Miss Mama Stellar.
Mama Stella!
She will be at Rebels and Realms at the Rogers Convention Center in Rogers, Arkansas on July 17th through July 19th is the event. You can always, I Googled Rebels and Realms and it pulled up, how to get tickets, and there's a bunch of authors and influencers. There's a few of the narrators for ACOTAR that are going to be there. So I thought that was really cool.
Yeah. And Nikki P's going to be there with her.
Yeah, she actually did a really good job. I was proud of her when I told her, "Hey, help us out with the podcast." And she comes back from, I think it was Queer in the Middle, and we got 2 or 3 emails about authors wanting to come on the podcast and stuff. So
That's so exciting.
I'm super excited. We just there's one that she's overseas, and so we're trying to work out. We may have to do a daytime recording for that, and then we're just waiting on another one to some stuff to line up, and we're going to get her on as well. But I'm really excited about all that. So
Speaking of the book club and, like, handing out stuff, I don't know if either of you saw, yesterday when we went to Books A Million, I handed a number of business cards to Papa, Courtney, and she decided to just stuff them in a whole bunch of books.
What a queen.
She just walked around stuffing them in a whole bunch of different books, different genres. If we get extra people, then
we're
I love
we're gonna
to
get some
see-
history buff in here who opened up freaking the history of World War II, and he's like, yeah.
Not history. She stuck with, like, the romance and the fantasy.
good.
But
Okay.
we
Thank
might,
God. I was like,
but
can you
we might-
imagine someone's grandma finds?
I mean, we still might get somebody's grandma in here because she wanted to pick up the book.
Yeah, but at least it's a grandma that knows what they're getting into. It's not like a grandma that got a cookbook. Or like,
It could be a grandma that their grandchild bought the book for. You never know, okay?
Again, though, if it was in a cookbook, we would have some problems.
I mean, there is your favorite book.
I know.
Your
I
Lights Out
got it.
cookbook is out. We could have
I
thrown one in.
know. I need to get it.
oh my gosh, we should all make something from the cookbook.
Yeah, if DeeJay buys it, he can send us, like, show us pictures of it.
We can all sit here, take shot, eat the food.
Our author and mod, Shauna, her book is releasing July 21st. It's Dared to Love. Your trope's going to include Slight Enemies to Lovers by Awakening, college romance, betrayal. The triggers of this book are talk of rape, which is girl on guy, light parental abuse, father on son, and homophobic father. And the blurb is Maxwell lives for adrenaline, for fast bikes, reckless nights, and a high that dulls the noise. He is the school trickster, always doing the dare, no matter the consequences. His friends are determined to find one he won't do. Maxwell proves them wrong when he is dared to make the nerd from anatomy fall in love with him and break his heart. Clayton has been focused, disciplined, and has his future mapped out perfectly. There is no room for distractions, especially not the infuriating beautiful disaster that is Maxwell Levine. He should hate him. He does. So why does his chest get tight whenever he looks his way?
Ooh, sounds
And
good.
it's releasing July 21st. She just moved her date.
Current reads and past reads.
I've been on a slope, so don't yell at me.
I'm not.
I did do my trip back, and I finished more of Sinner's Retreat, which it's not far off because I had read most of it beforehand. I don't think I have anything right now. I do have an arc coming up that I will read.
So I couldn't finish
Gigi Styx's book. You couldn't do it?
I couldn't do it because, well, we went on the trip to Florida, and my thing was before I even pulled out the driveway, it was like start on harvest season, and my gosh, I loved it.
It's on my list. I will start it.
She, like I said, she pissed me off.
I know. She's already finished the third book from what I think, what I saw.
She cliffhangered the fuck out of this one. Yeah, the cliffhanger in this one is worse than the first one.
Well, the first one, you at least got the epilogue.
Yeah. Even in the epilogue doesn't help with the cliffhanger.
Well, it didn't help with the cliffhanger on that one either. It is on my list. I have the audiobook. Don't worry. I will listen to it.
Great. My current read, though, is Sleigh Ride, the follow-up to Sinner's Retreat.
Mm-hmm.
And it's pretty good. It's a lot of banter between...
Is it Kat this time? Please tell me it's Kat.
It's her... Kat's the assistant, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's Kat and
Bennett. Kat and Bennett.
Yeah. But oh my gosh, I'm drawing a blank on the other two's name.
Enzo and Kendra.
Yeah. So they're both in it just as much as Bennett and Kat is.
So just like Sinner's Retreat.
It's just like Sinner's Retreat, but it has, I think there's going to be some stuff with Kat and Bennett, though.
Probably.
And Kat's obsession with Maverick.
Good. I'm excited. I'm really excited that people are reading Insatiable for this month's buddy read. And then Ace and Ember is technically to release in like 2 days or tomorrow, which is weird because I just picked up the copy at Books A Million yesterday. So don't ask me.
I think my next one's going to be the second book to One Killer Night.
But let me know how that is.
I will. Trust me.
Because I really loved that book. That was really good. It was the banter was so good in that one.
I really liked Harvest Season 2. The banter between Nolan.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
I remember the girl's name now. But the banter between them is so great throughout it. The only problem I have with it is I can't say too much. Never mind. There's a problem I had with it, and it has to do with the La Plume. I'll just put it with that.
Yeah.
It has to do with La Plume, and you'll notice it immediately when you listen to it or read it of what I'm talking about. Like,
my only issue with Harvest Season, thank you. That one was their banter wasn't enough for me.
It gets better in Harvest Season. I would say it gets a lot better in Harvest Season
because it was really slow in Tourist Season.
My favorite. There's a scene though of he makes her walk around with a butt plug in.
It's uncomfortable.
She didn't know, but apparently it had a vibrating setting on it, and it was remote control.
It's diabolical behavior.
And she's in the town getting the town ready for some kind of festival or something, and it just starts going off in the middle of her having a conversation with the what she call them, the Bobs, I think, or the Roberts or something like that. She's in the middle of a conversation and it starts going off, and she gets so mad at him, but it's great.
That is so diabolical.
It was straight diabolical what he did to her in that whole scene.
You painted that as like she's just walking around like the house or the room she's in.
No, she is out in town. Like they're getting ready for like because you know how the old man, he's into like the flowers and all that stuff, and they do that big contest and all that.
Yes. They're
getting ready for the contest, and the whole town gets involved in it, and they're going around putting up flowers and stuff like that. And she says some sideways shit out of her mouth about no. And she said something about, the two dudes asked her about her and Nolan's relationship, and she goes, "It's complicated." And right after she said that is when it started happening. And so he goes, "It's not fucking complicated." And then Murder Daddy. That was Take Me Murder Daddy.
We know Nikki has had a pause on her reading.
I
Yeah.
have had a deep pause. However, I have gone back to a comfort read of Looking for Alaska.
Ooh, is that one good?
It's so good. I think if I had to, I would say it is probably what got me into books in high school.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because it was,
I've heard nothing but good things.
it's definitely a young adult book, but it's phenomenal. It's got some really great quotes. It's a great story. It's devastating, to say the least.
Well, she wants her little sad book right now. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. Yeah.
A side note from actual, like, current reads, I did just watch Project Hail Mary, which, that is a book.
I heard it
Yes.
was phenomenal.
It's so good, but the funny thing about it is, like, the little alien, he calls her Rocky, or he calls him Rocky, and I was joking, and I was like, "That's basically me." And at one point, the Grace, who's he's the astronaut on board, right? He's talking and trying to explain something to Rocky, and Rocky goes, "Too slow, need puppet show." And so that is now my favorite thing to say all the time. If I get confused, I'm like, "Too slow, need puppet show."
So the last episode we talking about some things, and we decided that there was some comments that were made that we needed to do a story time. And so tonight's episode, we're going to get that. We're going to get personal, and we're going to talk about a couple of stories. What the coolest part about this is we put it out to the book club, and we actually had some people from the book club give us some stories. Now, we've taken out the names and all that stuff for them. But since the one that we think had the most interesting story was going to be Nadine, so we're going to save the best one for last, though.
Two
Okay.
that stuck out was dead bodies and therapists. Okay.
So we're going to start with dead bodies first, because I think the therapist one is going to lean towards the more the lines of Speak. So let's go with the dead body one, Nadine.
Dead body. Here we go. Let me paint you a picture. So in Florida, around a certain time of year, we get comb jellies and they're bioluminescent. So basically, when you go paddleboarding or kayaking, you'll see like specks of blue luminescence. And as young broke adults, we decided that we weren't going to go with a group like oh my gosh, what is the word for it?
Like a group adventure?
Yeah, like one of the paid guided tour. We weren't going to go on a guided tour. We're like, I have a paddleboard, we have a kayak, let's just do it ourselves.
You're like, I'm a Florida local. I'm not.
Why the hell am I going to pay to go paddleboarding when I have a paddleboard? No, you got me messed up. So me and my two friends, we'll say Emily, Sarah, and I pack up my truck and we head to Cocoa Beach. It's so crazy. We head to Cocoa Beach and we actually pick up a float on the way there, a giant unicorn float, which I'm sure everyone knows what I'm talking about. It's like those big ones where the head inflates and everything.
It's just getting so much better.
My friend Emily sits on the float and we are paddling. We get to this little cove. We get ready. We're getting out into the water. We eat dinner. By the way, this is at nighttime.
Yeah, you got to see the bioluminescence.
Yeah, you can only see it at night. And then I guess if you're not from Florida, it wouldn't automatically click that it's at night. But it's super shallow water. Let me say that. So it's like you fall out, you're going to be about waist deep. So we're setting sail. We launch the paddleboard
and the float
and the unicorn float that's attached to the paddleboard at 9:00 at night. It's pitch dark already. Like it's the sunset so quick. And we're paddling. We get to, in Florida, there's tons of bridges and there's people that fish underneath them all the time. You can get really good fish under there. You can get sharks and everything else. We pass these men. They're all like, hello, how are you? So on and so on. We're paddling. We're not seeing a freaking thing. It's pitch dark. These houses end up having no lights on. All we have is a flashlight. When I tell you, it felt, I don't know if anyone's played like horror video games, but it felt like a horror video game where they give you this shitty flashlight. They're like, go beat the game with this tiny flashlight that you can't see anything.
And you have to like turn it off to conserve the battery.
Yes. And it's just the worst. It wasn't.
And your flashlight's probably your cell phone.
Yeah, like it was, though it probably gave off as much light as an iPhone flashlight. And we keep going. Emily's on the float, starting to get a little restless. It's not like we're basically in the water. Like they're basically sitting on the float in the water. More or less the water's coming over on top of the float. We're still not seeing anything. And now we're getting to a part where it's brackish water, so you can't see anything. So brackish water is where fresh water meets ocean water. And it's this nasty, muddy looking, like root beer colored water. We're at this part. Emily's freaking out. She's not happy that she can't see anything.
Which is fair.
Yeah, very fair. In Florida, very fair. We have alligators. We have sharks at night. We have crazy people. We have crackheads. We have everything. Starts freaking out. We're going down a canal and it's still this brackish water. And finally it's like, we're not enjoying this. We're not having fun.
And we're not seeing bioluminescence.
Yeah, we're not seeing bioluminescence. The whole reason we came out here. We're like, all right, let's just turn around. As we are turning around, the float is losing air somehow. Absolutely no idea how. It is getting less and less inflated. Everyone's freaking out at this point. Emily's yelling at Sarah. Sarah's yelling at everyone. And I wish I could paint the most beautiful picture of this, because it was like a movie. Everyone shuts the hell up. In the middle of screaming, we see to the elbow of a hand sticking out of the water. Everyone is just quiet, and we're just paddling, and it's just floating past us, and we just watch and we keep paddling, and then it fucking hits Sarah, and Sarah's losing it. She's like, it's a dead body, and Sarah's like, or Emily's like, no, it's not. I'm like, there's no way it was a dead body. It had to be a branch with like a glove on it,
or you're like a mannequin.
Yeah, like Nicole, the best thing you could come up with was a branch with a glove on it to comment. Like it was so obviously an arm, and it was so obviously attached to something, because the way in which it was sticking out of the water, there's no way it was just an arm.
I'm just picturing your friend just yelling at everybody, and then the flashlight just slowly pans.
Yeah. No, that's why I wish I had like a video of it, because everyone's freaking out and screaming at each other, and I just catches it out of the corner of our eye and pans over to it. Like, if we didn't see it out of the corner of our eye, this night wouldn't have happened at all. But we're paddling back. Sarah is not okay. Sarah is just, understandably, I personally think I was just in shock. Sarah's not okay, freaking out, just like, it was a dead body, it's a dead body, that was a person, that was a human, like just going on and on. We finally get back to the bridge, and let me tell you, like, we're 2 miles out probably. We get to this bridge where the fishermen were, and Sarah starts losing it. She's like, get me out of the waters, help me, screaming at the top of her lungs. And the fishermen are like, come here, come to the ledge, we'll help you up. Like, starts.
Unicorn almost deflated.
Yeah, on a basically almost deflated float. On a fucking, and the embarrassment on a paddleboard and a unicorn fucking float. I need everyone to understand the unicorn float was like, the width of it was bigger than my truck bed.
Barely hanging on.
Yeah, just barely hanging on for life. These men come and scoop us. I couldn't see over the concrete wall or the concrete bridge underneath. These men were picking us straight up out of the water, like straight up over the ledge. And then we have to pull my paddleboard up. Anyways, Sarah's screaming, we saw a dead body. We found a dead body. There was a dead body. Just dead. If I had $1 for every time someone said dead body this night, I'd be $500 richer. This man, and I can't make this shit up. I wish none of this happened, because how the fuck are all the fishermen under the bridge policemen, off-duty police officers, every single one? He's like, ma'am, are you sure it was a dead body? Because we're police officers. I'm sitting there, I'm like, Becca has so much weed in my fucking car, or Sarah has so much weed in my car. I'm like, just dumb teenagers. This was just stupid on so many levels.
You're
we
like,
found a dead body.
Know. It was probably a branch.
Yeah. Me, I'm like, I don't know if it was. I'm like, I knew what was coming. I knew this was about to be so bad. Within minutes, one of the cops is like, we gotta call this in. There's probably 10 cop cars pull up. And for the life of me, I'm in a skimpy thong bikini.
It's Florida. You're a teenager.
It's Florida. I'm a teenager. I am in a thong bikini. there are all these police officers, and they're like, "Ma'am, do you want to sit in the back of the car?" I'm like, "Please. Do you have a towel? Do you have bug spray?" I'm getting chewed to death by mosquitoes at this point.
Them Florida mosquitoes.
There are
Them and probably like no CMs. Jesus.
Yeah, there are so many. I've never seen so many police officers in one place, and we are getting questioned, and they're like, "Are you sure it's that?" And I'm like, "I don't know. We only have this flashlight." Becca's like, "It was a hand. It was attached to a body." And I'm like,
I'm just like, my head, this is how it's going down. So like, you're being questioned. You're like, they're like, "What were you doing out here on the middle of a unicorn float and a paddle just
yeah, and
waging water?" And
imagine
you're like,
our
"I just
dumbasses.
wanted to see bioluminescence."
Honest to God. Honest, hand on the Bible, I'm like, we looked so fucking dumb. We looked so dumb. One of the police officers at one point during the night, I don't know if it was between this location or the other, was like, "Well, did you see anything?" I wanted to turn around and just be like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" No, I didn't fucking see anything. All I saw was a dead fucking hand. A fucking waterlogged hand. This hand, oh my gosh. And I know it was a dead body, but I just did not want to be there.
So did it actually end up being a legit body?
It did. But listen, they put us in cop cars and drive us over to the canal.
Where's your paddleboard?
One of the police officers had a truck, and he put it in the back of his truck
Oh,
along with the unicorn. Can you imagine being a bystander and you see this police officer, a truck police officer, driving down the road with a fucking unicorn sticking out of the bed of his truck? So they take
half deflated head just flying around.
Yeah, just flopping. So they take us to this other location, and they bring out like these vans and like investigators. At this point, my legs, I want to say at the time I had 300 mosquito bites on my leg.
I believe it,
dying.
100%.
And
especially near a canal.
Yeah, near a
100%.
canal. So we're at this boat launch at the canal. I'm dying. I'm like, my legs itch so bad. I'm allergic to mosquitoes. My legs are so swollen. Like I have welts. I look like I was punched in all these spots. Finally, a police officer, like 10 minutes before we leave, is like, "Do you want some bug spray?"
You dickhead.
I could have sworn I was unpunked. I'm like looking for a camera. I'm like, there's just no fucking way. I'm like, "Yeah, sure, thanks." No, but so they bring us over to the boat launch of the canal, which is honestly super close to where we saw the dead body. And like some bad comedy movie, the police officer is in a boat and he drives up onto where we are on the boat dock. He looks us, my gosh, I can't. He looks us up and down. He goes, "You guys need a hand?"
That's my favorite humor.
Like, are you fucking kidding me?
It's my favorite humor.
We're on this boat. We're looking for this body. They're just scanning the water, big ass flashlight, scanning the water, and we're looking and we're looking. And the cop looks at me. He goes, "This isn't the first body we found this week." I'm like, "Sir, I just want to go home." He's like,
my instant response would be like, "Well, it's the first body I found this week."
"Yeah, this is my first time. Thank you. I'm glad you..."
Not everybody walks around looking at dead bodies all
Motherfucker,
day.
you are experienced. I'm proud of you. Like, what? He goes, "Yeah, this one didn't have any tattoos or fingerprints. Like, someone had cut the tattoos and fingerprints." I'm like, at this point, I'm like, how many fucking dead bodies are washing up at the shores of Cocoa Beach? Fair, because it makes sense now that I'm older. I'm like, all those canals, they smuggle drugs through those canals. It makes perfect sense.
But when you're just wanting to see bioluminescence.
Yeah, but when you're 19 and you just want to see the bioluminescent jellyfish, we're out on this boat and he's like, "Well, we didn't find anything." We get back. We started this it was probably 8 or 9 p.m. These cops take us back to my truck at 4 a.m. We had been kept there all this time looking, waiting for the dead body, writing the papers. It was awful. But my poor mom, freaking out. I don't have my phone on me. My mom has no idea what's going on. The next morning, obviously I call her when I get to the truck. The next morning, she goes into work and she has regulars that come in because they open at 5 a.m. A police officer comes in and it's one of her regulars. And he's a police officer for, I can't remember what the county is for Cocoa, but he is a police officer in Cocoa Beach. And my mom's like exhausted. She was up all night worried, freaking out. What the hell is going on with me? She's talking to him, going on and on. And she's telling him what we went through. He's like, "Well, we got a call at 4 a.m. He might have came in later than 5. But anyways, it doesn't matter. They got a call that a body had washed ashore at Cocoa Beach later that morning.
Hopefully it was the right guy.
And hopefully it was. But he said it was a homeless person, but he could not believe it because he heard all those calls, like all the dispatch,
He
the
was like,
comms or radios. Yeah, the embarrassment. Honestly, I wonder if I can go back and get the body cam footage because just seeing 3 19-year-olds in bikinis.
I think state of Florida retention is like 7 years.
Damn it. No, it was, and there was so much more to that night that it was just awful.
And he
I'm
didn't
never
even get to
smoking
see,
weed again.
didn't even get to see the bioluminescence.
No, never once saw the my gosh.
Something in there.
My best friends, Josh and Courtney, retire from being tattoo artists. They get a house in Cocoa Beach. I'm going to visit them to see their house for the first time.
You're going to see bioluminescence.
And where? No. I get off the main highway. I turn
where you
left.
found like dead body.
I turn left. I'm going over the bridge where we spent all that night.
You're going over the bridge where these off-duty police are.
Yes, I'm going over that. I hadn't seen it in 8 years. I'm going over this bridge. I look to my left, the fucking park that we were at, where my truck was parked until 4 a.m., where we had launched the paddleboard from.
At least you didn't get a ticket.
Got to their house, and I was like, you will not believe where we are. Not to spook you about your new house, but I found a dead body here. Atrocious. Bad night.
So funny.
But honestly, it's very sad, but what a story to be able to tell.
Yeah.
Makes it the best.
Dude.
You did get really lucked out, though, by the all off-duty officers.
Honest to God. And by the time we got to my truck, I know I opened that door. Oh, and the police officer didn't give me my paddleboard handle. Just gone. It was in the back of his truck.
You got the unicorn back, though, right?
Got the unicorn back. It sat in oh my gosh, it sat in the back of my truck for ages in my toolbox.
Why do you want to
No,
touch it?
I wasn't touching that thing.
It.
The dead body water? No, thank you. The police officer deflated it and put it in there for us.
Dead body water.
And I just know, the cops had to feel bad for us because I know I opened my truck door and I know all they could smell was weed.
I feel like they had more priorities to focus on.
Yeah, they either felt bad for us or they're like, I'm not writing another report.
Or they're like, they're probably going to do that.
Yeah.
Right? Shit.
But
that's so funny.
That's my dead body
That
story.
is great.
I love catching people off guard, though. Like, did this one time. I saw this one time. I'm like, oh, yeah, well, I found a dead body. And it really just catches. It really spooks.
Between men and women.
Huh.
I'm sitting here thinking, did you poke it with a stick?
I was thinking too, honestly.
I can still see the hand to this day. And it was, at this point, it was like grayish blue.
What's worse about this whole entire thing is it probably would have stayed up until it hit the unicorn. The moment it hit the unicorn, it probably went back down.
Oh my gosh, you're right.
Because of the buoyancy, the moment it hit the unicorn, it probably went back down.
Oh my gosh. Just,
over
it
here
felt like something out of a movie.
Not a mannequin hand. Just over here thinking it was a branch with a glove.
Yeah.
Because everybody puts a glove on a stick.
I was trying to do anything to keep Sarah calm. Anything at all.
Mannequin probably would have been better.
Dude, I couldn't think of anything else off the top of my head.
Well, because you already knew that it was...
I knew it was a dead body. You could tell it was, but I was doing my best to be like, please, we just gotta make it back. Just stay calm. She's freaking the fuck out.
She's probably flailing on a partially deflated unicorn.
Oh my gosh. Just...
Do you still talk to said friend?
No, not anymore. I still do to my one. The other one's my cousin.
How do you feel about it now?
Yeah. No, we still talk. We've talked about it before. Just after I had so many mosquito bites, I was just sitting in the shower. The hottest you can turn the water up because I didn't want to scratch. Just trying to sting the itch out of those mosquito bites at 5 a.m.
I believe it. Well, and trying to wash dead body water off on you.
And that's the thing. I had to get in my truck and drive an hour.
My mom
sounds
like Florida in a nutshell.
Yeah, honestly, Florida. Just it being cops under the bridge, the cop pulling up and asking if we need a hand.
That's great.
The cops were so nonchalant about a dead body. I'm like, how many bodies do you guys see?
A lot.
That's crazy.
Like a lot. Like you have to think the only ones that make news are the newsworthy ones, but they respond to people who pass away, like elderly people who pass away. They have to do reports for like if it's physician signed death, so like they passed away in like a nursing home and they died. They respond to those. They see a lot of dead bodies.
That's crazy. I would have never guessed.
So the last episode we did, we were talking about somebody said something about the best friend's sister, and I said I failed that one. So my best friend, we've been best friends since we were in the 8th grade. We graduated high school, and I got introduced to his stepsister. And
There's a trope for that.
I was absolutely head over heels, like, oh my God, like I'm going to date this girl. So I did. I reached out to her on, I don't remember how I did it, but our very first date, we were supposed to go to the movies, but she got stuck editing some pictures. So our very first date was, no, we did go to the movies. We were supposed to go to dinner before the movie. I brought McDonald's chicken nuggets to her house while she finished up editing. And then we went and watched was it The Ritual? I think that's what it was. I can't remember. We went and watched some movie. And so from there on out, it would go on to basically I just crushed on this girl hard. Finally, I was 20, I think. And we finally decided to hook up. And I moved in with her. And it was me, her, a friend of mine, and her ex-boyfriend who was still living with us. Anyway, so me and her, doing our thing, and he worked offshore, and we went to Mardi Gras. Of course, Mardi Gras down in Pensacola is really big.
Yeah.
We go to Mardi Gras, and I'm sitting in the back seat, and this motherfucker proposes to her through a text message with me in the back seat, and she says yes, and I continued to live there for.
Hold on. Pause. You two are dating. Go to said Mardi Gras, sitting in the back seat, still dating. Ex who is offshore decides to come home because that's his leave time is back.
Yep.
All go to Mardi Gras together.
Yep.
And he also in car?
Yes.
And then
he's driving said car.
So driving, you're in back seat, she's in passenger. And he sends her a text message while driving saying, "Hey, marry me." And she says, "Yeah." And you're just back seat.
Yep.
That is fucking crazy.
Definition of kind of fuck a little bit. Yeah.
Would have said no. How are you going to ask in the car?
So hold on. It gets better. So at the time I was in the National Guard. Of course, that time in my life, I really didn't know which way I was going with my life. Didn't know what I wanted to do, but I was doing anything and everything I could to survive and, make money and things like that. And this girl, she knew how I felt about her. Deep down knew. I opened a K's credit card and got her a necklace that she wanted. I literally took money that I think I either got a big check or my taxes back or some shit. Instead of paying off fucking bills that I needed to pay off, I took that fucking money and we did a sporadic trip to, where'd we go? We went to Universal. A sporadic trip to Universal. Just went boom. How I am with Miranda, that's how I was. I'm like that. I was like that in any relationship. I'll stand 10 toes down in that relationship. I will do anything and everything to make you happy. And that's how I was for her. And so when everything was said and done, and it fucked with me really hard for her to do that. And I ended up asking her, I was like, why? And she goes, because you'll never amount to anything. And I need financial stability in my life.
What the fuck?
Right?
It's
right?
She did you a favor. He did you a favor.
Exactly. It's like I look at where I was then and where I'm at now, and I'm like, it's great. And do I think I would have been where I'm at now? Because she didn't want kids, and I did. We wouldn't have lasted anyways. I wanted kids and all that, but it was just still the whole, the best friend sister. And it was hilarious because when I told him about it, he's like, "Are you shitting me right now?" I said, "No."
Married to this day?
Yes, absolutely.
Wow, that's insane. Did he know that you guys were together?
Well, absolutely. So the crazy part is he was offshore. He would be gone a month.
Yeah,
come home.
Their times are weird.
Yeah, it was really weird how it worked. But he left, he went offshore. I moved in. We started hooking up. Now, keep in mind, they were still together. We started hooking up. She basically tells him while he's offshore, we're done, moves all his stuff out of her bedroom into his bedroom. That was this house is a 5-6 bedroom house, but moves all his stuff out into his bedroom. I start staying in her room. He comes home from offshore, So it wasn't the most exact one. So he comes in from offshore, does the whole depressy Bessie, like moping around the house and shit and all that.
That's so funny.
And so he goes back offshore, and the whole time he's offshore, he's trying to get her back and things like that. And then he come back from Mardi Gras and all that shit went down. I was just like,
So she wanted him for his money, is what I'm.
oh, absolutely.
Okay. She did you a favor.
Honestly,
Yeah. No, I could agree with that one. It was just, that shit was so funny.
how messy.
Absolutely. It was stupid messy. So I moved out of my mom's house to move in with her.
Oh my god.
And
So you're
all,
like
I was, no, 21. I had just turned 21 when all this shit went down. I ended up in the hospital several times thinking that I was having a stroke because of my face and shit would go. I'd get a real bad migraine.
Oh my god.
And then my body would just start going up. It was really weird. I moved out of her house and moved in with my best friend, and it went away.
What?
All of the stress that I was under was causing me to have these crazy ass migraines and shit.
What the
And one
hell?
of the times she come to me and told me, like, I'm literally sitting on the back, I'm puking my guts up because of how bad this migraine was, right? And she's like, you need to stop being a baby. I was like, can you just take me to the ER? Like, literally, she took me to the ER, dropped me off, and left.
That's sick. To just leave someone?
That's supposed to be your friend and all this shit.
No.
And then this one gets pretty good too. She years later, like God, 5-6 years later, I get a text message out of the blue. And it's like, hey, you still owe us money from when you lived here. Can you pay us that money?
so they were struggling and she needed money.
I guess. I really don't know.
Honestly,
I don't know.
it couldn't have
I
ended
don't know
better.
how that went, but it was just like I'm just like, oh my gosh, like this is crazy.
It's like, oh, I thought he was giving you financial stability.
That's what you
You-
wanted, right?
Yeah, you wanted his
Right?
money, right? Where is it?
I got another one I could tell you too about some messy shit. So again, two of my best friends. We'll say I'm not going to use their real names. We'll call them C and R. That'll be better. So me and C have been friends since middle school. Me and R met in high school as friends, and we joined the military and all that stuff together. So C is living with my mom and all of us, and R is working somewhere and meets this chick. She was gorgeous, way out of R's league, way out of his league. So we're all hanging out one night, and somebody makes a comment about being hung like a horse. And R pops off in front of this girl that he's talking to and goes, I'm not hung like babies. Babies are hung like me.
Weird comment.
That's
Right?
wild.
Especially in front of your girl that you ain't even, like, y'all only been dating like a week,
That
right?
is a wild comment.
So they split.
Understandable.
So what does C do? C does what most guys are going to do and sees the opportunity and steps in, right?
I mean, can you blame him?
So
To open that door for it to happen.
yeah. So they're talking and everything, and so C and old girl go out to the beach, right? Go out to Pensacola Beach. They go down to Chicken Bone Beach.
Real quick context. So this beach, it has 2 parking lots, massive parking lots on each side. And a lot of people just go there and hang out.
Go there and bump ugly. They go there to fuck. Let's be honest.
That's where you find.
So my homeboy takes old girl out there, and they park on the sound side of the thing. Well, this was at the time when they still hadn't quite fit. They had just put those parking lots in, so they weren't done with like the like fencing around the
Yeah.
parking lot itself. C's driving a Mitsubishi Eclipse, and C and old girl start doing their thing in the car, and it's a standard, and it gets knocked out of gear
No.
and rolls forward
No.
into the sand, and it framed out on the asphalt. So who does C call? C calls his buddy. He calls his best friend, calls his brother. He's like, hey, DeeJay, I need you to come get me. I'm like, okay. He goes, don't bring R because old girl's with me. I'm like, bro, I'm going to need him to come help me. And he goes, I'll help you. I'm like, dude, we're going to need more than just me and you. Like you're framed out on concrete. We got to get this. We got to do something, right? So he's like, all right, I'll figure it out. So we get out there, and on the way out there, I'm like, hey, R, just to let you know, C's got an old girl have been talking. He's like, yeah, I know. Like, well, she's out here with him. And he goes, oh, hell no. This is the kicker. Guess who takes us out there?
Who?
C's stepsister.
My goodness.
This is before the moving in and everything.
Diabolical.
So we get out there and, of course ours, got it is being pissy and everything. And we get them unstuck and we start heading out. So when you head out of Pensacola Beach, you go through the toll booth and you go over Bob Sykes Bridge, which is 2-lane bridge. C's in his Mitsubishi car is driving C's stepsister's Mustang GT. And they start racing over the bridge.
Which isn't,
So
that bridge is not safe to do that on.
no, absolutely not. So anyway, we beat them back to the house. Of course, GT's gonna smoke that Mitsubishi all day long. C took old girl home. C comes back to the house. C's living with. We're all standing there talking, and R's like, "All right, I'm leaving." We're like, "Okay." Well, about that time, C pulls up right as he's leaving. There's a little bit of words exchanged between the two of them, and C pops off and says something to the effect of, "Well, your baby dick wasn't going to be able to take care of her anyways," or something to that effect. There was something that was said about the baby dick, and it was said as R was driving off. R goes down to, so we were in a trailer park, and the way this trailer park worked was there was 3 different roads and they were connected on the ends, right? So he goes down to the end of the road, gets out, gets in his trunk, shuts the trunk, pulls around, goes down the street, and I'm like, oh, he's coming back. What the hell's fixing to happen? He pulls up, throws the car in park. As he throws the car in park, all I see is this motherfucker climb out the car with a tire iron. And he's going to fight my best friend. Like, I'm sorry, that's my brother. I grab a hold of him, sling his ass to the ground. Of course, C's wanting to get him some. So I think my sister grabbed a hold of him. And it was just a debacle. Those two still to this day do not talk to each other.
That's crazy.
That's so fun.
All over a bitch. It was hilarious.
And they probably don't even talk to her.
Yeah.
No. I think C and her lasted a couple months after that. Yeah.
That's funny. Men are weird.
They are. It was, I can say that I've never gotten that bad. I mean, me and C used to trade girlfriends all the time. All the time. Dead shit.
I hope you did.
I'd be dating one girl one week. He'd date another girl a week. We'd break up with him and we'd swap.
That's actually insane.
That is very insane. Oh, that's fun.
It's so funny.
All right, Sid, so you want to do our first listener story?
Absolutely. As far as I know, names have been changed or will be changed in this scenario. One of our listeners says, the first day I met this student, we'll call him Kevin. He's in an upper special education class, and I introduced myself because I was on late pickup duty. Now, mind you, this boy did not tell me his name until after this. This child looked me dead in the eyes and said, my daddy caught mommy in bed with someone else. And he proceeded to tell me, so daddy got really fucking pissed and took her new car. Y'all, his mother had just walked into the library as he's telling me the dad took her car. All I said, bye, Kevin, see you tomorrow. Then the next day, he proceeded to make a vagina out of Play-Doh and gave it to my gay coworker.
My daddy caught mommy in bed with someone else.
Oh my gosh, how embarrassing.
And the bye, Kevin, see you tomorrow.
Just to be like, see ya, thanks for that information.
Not even go up to mom like, hey, you may want to have a talk with him.
Yeah, it's like, Kevin, bring some more tomorrow. I need updates.
This is a different listener.
She's like Kermit the Frog sitting there with a cup of tea.
Yeah.
Different listener, again, as far as I'm aware, names have been changed. In my early 20s, when I still lived in Wisconsin, we went to the Dell, as we often did. And one night at dinner, we had this hot Peruvian server. I left my number on a napkin before we left. He texted me that night, and we met up at the bar called The Reed. A few months later, after talking and visiting, he asked me to marry him so he could get his papers. So I did it for the plot, which I get it. I get it. It was a great couple years, and he wanted to move it from just a convenience thing to a quote-unquote real marriage or real couple. But we ended up divorcing because even though he said that he cheated on me with some Russian girl, he flew out to the States and told me it was a guy's trip to Chicago. Still got paid for helping him get his papers, though, so it didn't hurt all that bad. We still occasionally check in with each other every few years. I think my mom still had some of our wedding pictures somewhere. The only thing that I did for the plot when I was younger was back in Key West, there was a Kmart. There might still be a Kmart, I'm not sure. And one of the guys for the video games areas was like flirting. And all I did was write my number on a receipt paper. That was it. Did we end up dating? No. Did we end up hooking up? No. Do I still keep in touch with, like, do we still check in on each other? Yeah, occasionally. He's still on my Snapchat. And he'll still bring it up to this day that I gave my number to him on a receipt paper.
I'd have to say, I think mine is probably the best friend sisters, probably the only plot thing that I've done.
I mean, I have a lot of for the plot moments. They're just not funny. I mean, micro penis is kind of funny, and it's really short, though. No,
I'm sure it is.
No pun intended. It wasn't okay. So I had Tinder before my last ex, like long relationship. I had a Tinder before that, and I met up with this guy, jacked up truck. He asked me to go on a date downtown to one of the bars, and
you're sitting there.
You know the parking garage. I didn't know he had a jacked up truck at first. Okay, but you know the parking garage where like right, the one behind it.
Where the pool hall used to be?
Yeah, where you can walk in and then like there's that opening that you can walk through.
Yeah.
So right across the street, there's that parking lot. I drove because fuck me getting in a car with somebody I don't know. So I drove myself down there and we were going to meet at the bar. And then we got done or something. We were about to leave and there's his jacked up fucking truck. And he was like, just sit in the car with me. So I sat in the car and he started talking about his dick. And he was like, but it's a micro penis. And I was like, okay, what's your point? Like, where are we going with this? All we did was have a drink. Where are we going with this? And then he just pulls it out. And I said, on that note, I'm going to leave. And he goes, is it my micro penis? I said, no, it's the fact that you pulled it out. I'm like, without warning. Like, that's the whole.
Damn.
I was like, I'm going to go.
Damn.
So it's not much. That's not likely. I have a lot of plot stories because a lot of weird shit happens to me all the time, but they're not like full detailed like y'all's and like months planning or like a full 10-hour day turned into night, turned into morning.
So I'm finally going to therapy, and let it be known, I have OCD, anxiety, depression, CPTSD.
Solid dead body.
It's solid dead body. I have crazy stories, and this guy listens to them. I think I only went for 2 months, 2 or 3 months, and he's like, you're so aware of like
How
your
many
problems.
Sessions?
Do I?
How many sessions?
Once a week.
Once a week.
Yeah.
Okay.
Once a week for probably like 2 or 3 months.
So it's a good amount of time to get to know you, but not a good amount of time to get to know you.
Yes, exactly. And looking back now, I'm like, oh, there were signs. But at the time, I was just like, oh, he's a great therapist. Like this is helping. Yeah. I come in one day and he goes, or no, we finished the session. He goes, I'm going to leave. And he goes, I think your therapist is in love with you. And I'm like looking around. I'm like, huh?
Do I have a different therapist?
Yeah, like what the fuck do you mean? I was so caught off guard. I was like, okay. And he's like, well, if you don't want to see me anymore, I can set you up with a different therapist. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna go. I get in my car and I call Gavin and I tell him, and he's cracking up laughing. He's like, I would too. He listened to all your problems and still wants to be with you. Oh my gosh, I call my mom.
This is fairly recent.
Do what?
This is fairly recent.
This was like 3 years ago now. And looking back now, I probably should have reported him. But at the time, I was like, he didn't technically do anything inappropriate.
He let you know and offered a solution to change.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, do I want to ruin his career over that? No. But talking about himself in third person was crazy work.
I think your therapist is in love with you.
Crazy work. To like,
I would 100% looked around the room and been like, who are you talking about?
Yeah.
I guarantee you that was like an inner head moment of like, you're so in love with you, and it come out.
Yeah. So much, like, I got charged for a session that I didn't go to, and he's like, it's okay, you don't have to deal with the business, I'll just Venmo you. So he Venmo'd me back my fucking money for the therapy session.
That would be a sign.
Yeah. He probably didn't want me to like report him or something.
Probably.
He's like, if she gets on the phone with the boss, who knows what else will come out.
Just gonna casually be like, so he said my therapist is in love with me.
Not sure what that means.
Dude,
Do I have different therapists?
do I
Did he
have
get
multiple?
without telling me?
Joke's on me. I'm actually just in an institute. This is all fake.
You live a crazy life. It's
There's so much more I could tell you. I've lived too many lives.
it's so funny to me though.
Life is great though.
Mhm.
All right, so we can hurry up and wrap this up. So, what was one lesson that you learned from yours, Nadine?
From the dead body?
Yeah, let's start there.
I no longer go kayaking at night or paddleboarding at night
With a unicorn.
with a unicorn floaty.
And a skimpy bathing suit,
Yeah, exactly.
but always carry bug spray.
Oh my gosh, I kid you not, I had bug spray in my truck. I'm sure to this day, if I go and look in the side door of the back seat, there's still bug spray in it.
We're in Florida. You kind of have to
Yeah.
sometimes. That or like toilet paper. Those are like your two things you should always have in your vehicle.
Oh my gosh. And then my therapist, I just never went to therapy again. And I think it's for the best.
Nadine's like, just fuck therapy. Like,
She
I
said,
don't need
I
that shit.
learned that therapy probably isn't for me.
Yeah. The one and only time I try and work on myself.
Yeah, mine was
Don't keep it in the family.
Yeah.
yeah, not just that, but it actually helped me believe that karma's a bitch.
Yeah.
Like, you're gonna get yours. To sit here and go, oh, you're never gonna amount to anything. I was fucking 21 years old. Like,
That was divine intervention.
who the fuck knows what they're fucking doing at 21 besides getting drunk and fucking,
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that was a fun episode. I'm gonna say we've had a lot of fun with this one. I'm glad we're getting back into the swing of things.
We'll
and-
be back to a
yeah,
schedule.
definitely. Yeah, hopefully we'll get some of these other people on and we can start talking about some of their books.
We still need to get Kenny on.
Yes.
Yeah, man, I
We'll
forgot
have to
about
do
that.
that next week.
Yeah, sometimes the real stories hit harder than anything we read. If you got a story, we want to hear it. Absolutely. Like, I love the two stories that we had tonight. All right, that's a wrap on today's episode of Bound by Books, Love Stories Beyond the Pages.
If something we said had you thinking or feeling a little called out,
Or maybe unlock something you weren't expecting.
We want to hear about it.
send us your thoughts, your favorite reads.
Or the books that changed you.
Hit us at boundbybooksbc@gmail.com.
Make sure you're following, subscribed, and sharing with someone who needs a new obsession.
Or someone who's been keeping a few secrets on their own bookshelf.
Until next time,
Stay curious.
Stay bold.
and don't be afraid to go beyond the pages.